Good evening, YouTube. How's it going? Alright, here we go. It's an episode of Dyom. You know what it is by now if you're here. And we got a long load for the start. Hunter of Legends. Oh boy. We got a role-playing mission for the first one. He will be late for the first hunter? Is that the orange 12? Come on, Paula, we're going to be late. Get the gun. Okay. I wasn't expecting exciting action that quickly. Oh, there's a marker. Why that porch? Get the motorcycle. Go to the hotel. Let me guess, the Jefferson of the hotels. Indeed. Seems simple enough if scary.
Bring it on, Al. What? Oh. If I don't kill you, my parents will.
Never say anything about fighting her.
I'm not scared.
Hey, Wolf. Thank you. How you doing? What was that?
Yeah, fight.
Kill the woman and leave. At least you have the normal amount of health for once.
I take kickboxing classes.
Did I misspeak? Good lord.
This is gonna hurt.
Allergies, I've been under the weather. Quit kicking the corpse. I was sick last week. I'm doing good now, but I'm, still got a little tiny bit of, congestion and all that going on.
Bring it on, asshole.
Enjoying the campaign of that? Nice.
Move it. I have to be somewhere. If
I
I
am
don't kill you, my parents will.
The game I'm currently enjoying a lot myself is Drain Sim, but I've beaten all the content for it like 2 or 3 times. Like, there's only 11 levels so far. It's one of those work in progress. It's fun to find a new game once in a while. 2,500 health with your fist? I can't imagine what you're talking about.
What? Where you?
Ground punching is actually more effective when they have this much health, I'm pretty sure. I love how you can determine whether he kicks the body or not by where his foot is. Get out of here! Screams! I think this is supposed to be paranormal. Thanks for the help, 12. I'm never coming here again. Especially not on Taco Tuesday. Space program. I almost pulled that off until I hit that fucking light pole. Hope you enjoyed. In a few days, I'll be back with more news. I killed 4 ladies in a motel. Could have done that without Dyom. Okay, that was bad. But whatever. Fuck the police. 10, part 2. Go. Well, that started quickly. Go. Go. Didn't even bother telling me to go. Eagle woozy. Yes, health well. I do love that they used the crosswalk properly in trying to kill me. To be fair, that's just OG behavior. They do the same thing in gang territories all the fucking time. Hey, Caitlin, how's it going? Bringing the 12s into it, huh? We can play the keyboard and mouse. I didn't know that was a thing. Wait, the dock already has USB ports on it. He stole my territory. What the fuck had happened? We were attacked. Oh, you're looking to bring an ex-cop if you can help me get up on your side. We located the criminals, or we were located the criminals. Pieces with my own hands to make sure they no longer exist. Ah, nice. Thankfully, that was over.
Show him where I'm at. Colin, I don't even know. I think this is Los Santos.
So you can use it. Ah.
Shit.
The Z.
Colin, where am I? My God, what's happening?
You're behind the police station, I think. Oh no, that's Angel Pine.
Colin, now I'm going to wake up.
Ah. I need to get another Pro Controller, and I just don't want to drop $80, so I gotta look at the off-brand ones. I lost mine like October.
Colin D, there's a little house over there.
Or
I'm
actually
going
like
to see what's
April,
there.
but still, it's been pissing me off.
In the little house. Colin, my God, is there something here? Colin, carrot car. This is a...
I had no sweet
Colin is
narrating
pointing
was
at
what I
this gun in
needed.
the most beautiful house in town.
They kind of suck. Yeah, I'm debating if I want to
Colin,
just
okay, now
spend
I'm
the
going to
$80
go to the
and be
house.
happy. I have a wired off-brand from Walmart that's pretty good, but, you know, wired is easier to do well, I think.
Go to the house. Colin, okay, I'm going to jump over the wall.
Good Lord.
Colin says that the gun is right in the corner of the house. Colin, okay, Beauty, she's here. Oops. Colin, I had to use it to defend myself.
Against what? A squirrel?
Worker, boss, do you remember our worker who disappeared in that war?
Yes, I remember. Why?
You know he never showed up again. I wish he was here.
The bazooka they gave his side. He must have died in red.
That can't be true. He was drawn.
Oh, you should believe it.
More okay, I'll do the work.
Such amazing exposition occurring in front of our very eyes.
Colin, I'm going to stay here for a while. Colin, I'm going to sit here for a while.
You do that, sweet.
Colin, I think I'm going to sleep.
Some people should not write dialogue. Dude, it was just something or other. I know, right? But that's half the fun of Dyom is that you never know whatever the hell's going to happen. We literally picked up a gun and that was it. 0 out of 10. Rethink your choices. I go to the spider, but the Australians are huge. Or you want to go to... Did I say you want to go to spiders, but the Australia is huge? Yeah, no, I get it. Not a fan of spiders. I can deal with normal-sized spiders, but Australian spiders would not make me happy either. Go to marina. That's a steep as fuck driveway. Eh. Do I get points for getting a car stuck on a billboard? I hope so. When the missions are boring, so you have to make your own fun. I was supposedly insane. I don't think they're that big, but they are pretty big and scary. 2 extra points. Good. So we're at 5-0. Because you get points for style, apparently, now. The one that freaks me out, even though apparently they're pretty harmless, are coconut crabs. Those fuckers are like the size of trash cans. Who's shooting at me? Uber Eats! Yeah, you can go look up pictures of coconut crabs if you want. They're quite massive. They say relatively harmless, but holy shit, that's a big fucking crustacean. Don't actually need it. So I will note that it's there. Flawed. Yeah. YouTube does do that. It's funny because it was clearly visible on screen, like in the recording. Go to the house of smoke. With the right person voicing it. Will never happen again. But just to see if there's obvious weapons.
Go find smoke, brought a 10 penny in Pulaski.
But I don't hate it, but it's like one of those, like, it's only providing some level of privacy because you can also you know, you can also look back and see that they're gone, like, you know, they're
They dead, go mission passed.
they're hard recorded into the VOD. They dead? I don't think I killed them. I think I just saw them all shooting at me and just decided to just, you know, ignore. Because this is Dyom and that's what we do. Yay. Target 13 is badass. Yeah, true. So I guess, like, if you make a typo, fine, but don't type your address into that shit. Car. Mom! Backing up. I'm the boss. No one can beat me. Right. Yo, this shit sucks. Damn. Roof Wars. You want to catch Torino, you must enter the same door that he did.
September 30, 1992, 12.34.
Your sister bought a truck? Oh, nice. Kill Woozy before something existed. We must find that bastard. Wow, deja vu.
Find total in Chinatown.
Jeesh, that voice. Toyota Tundra. Not bad. My car is getting closer to being paid off every month. Come on, you, where are you?
Reach Tono.
Torno? Stop right here, motherfucker. GTX 960. Oh, the graphics card.
Melvin equals, but why?
Did I have a 960? No, I had a 8. I had a 780 at one point, I think, and then an 880. No, I had a 980. Crap, cops, we need to split up. 1080 Ti was my absolute baby at the time. But I had to sell it to make rent one month. Oh god. You saw nothing. This is getting crazy, I'd say so. Why did I do that? And why is he on my TV screen? Because you're on the wrong channel. Hope there's no light. I'm good. Haven't seen you in a bit, Thunder. How you doing? I feel like Spider-Man. Where have I been? Minnesota. I really hope Imagine Dragons doesn't fucking show up. Those pretentious bastards can ruin any occasion. Ah! No, iced tea. I'm gonna skip that one. My tea ratio's a little off again. I tried 12 grams of citric acid and it's still a little too much.
Local equals, of course, but my house is raw and small.
Don't worry, that's good for me.
What the hell was that sound?
That's Wisconsin. I was there too. This t-shirt's from Wisconsin. of yogurt. I know Mulder, the last one to change all the investigation. Looking for a demon. The file says that the report of activity at Castillo del Bababo. The ghost town, I think. Given we're pointing in that direction and we're next to it, I think that's a reasonable guess.
What going with the L? Everyone here is dead. Sin.
Scene. Mwahahahahaha. He holding a fucking
Eliminate the
dildo
demon
or a
tree.
knife? It's very Dyom to hold a dildo.
Wiki with the L. The revives.
Eliminate the final demon.
Oh, it was a knife. You get a pass on this one, Dyom mission. Huh? You defend yourself from the intruder. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. Going to Area 69, baby. You chubby motherfucker, what are you doing here? Why is there an FBI? Okay, he was rigged like a pedestrian in real life. So how hard would that be? Like, you can't be that deadly in real life, that they're not very hard. No, I don't think they're that firm. Would it do more psychological damage than actual physical damage? Like, especially if it was not new. I need to talk. I need some therapy for that one, I'm pretty sure. Do I have to take this thing? Bastards. Yeah. Again, more psychological damage than anything else. Olivia Rodrigo. I don't know. The name's giving me deja vu. Yeah, it's not bad. I do love how two interstates meet at a traffic light here, though. Iconic. Yeah, I thought Deja Vu was like, you know, I don't want to say like needlessly emotional, but like it's very like kind of a little bit over the top. But she's also a teenager having teenager emotions, so that makes sense. I also laugh my ass off at the lyric about you probably are singing Billy Joel with her. Like, Billy Joel is some extremely obscure thing that no one would have ever found out about otherwise. Like her coveted fishing spot or something. Like, okay, I get where she's coming from emotionally, but, you know, it's very teenager having teenager emotions. Parts of it. I don't hate it. What's the new one? The top 40 song I'm currently enjoying is Homewrecker by Somber. It's a very basic structural pop song, but I still enjoy it. My fucking finger is still pissing me off. Like, I managed to cut it with a chisel. Let's see. Come on, focus you, fuck. Yeah, big old gash. I managed to chip it open with a chisel, and it's still kind of nasty. The weapons room. I don't feel like we're supposed to have, AEZAKMI. Yeah, there's too much citric acid in this stuff. Go to the shooting place. It's just really fucking sensitive with how much I put in. A clever use of scenery. Yeah, this wasn't designed to be a cop fight mission. Makes me real sad. I want Speedy Revenge, and I want him back, and I want to get him back. Yeah, miscellaneous, like mixed emotions. But again, teenager nonsense. You know, it's valid emotions. It just seems a little overly dramatic to an extent. But that's because I'm in my 30s. And she has a right to express herself as seems fit. For a reason about the same time you want to be with them still. Yeah. Okay. I just got my divorce finalized a week and a half ago now.
Sweet Nico's brother, the Balazos, back to Grove.
But that doesn't mean I think she's the single worst person that ever lived either, you know? You know,
Balazos, yes,
it's
I
more
know, and he's
complicated
right
than
here.
that all the time. Yeah, you gotta move on. And I have put a lot of effort into moving on. But that doesn't mean, yeah, that you're not sitting there like, you know, I don't know. I think there's a fuckload of people in life who are basically on about how their exes are like the single worst people, the devil incarnate, yada yada yada. And at some point that becomes a red flag for them more than it's an actual accurate statement about their ex. You know, so that's how I approach that one. But I get her at the same time, like, yes, this was bad, yes, you need to get out of it. But, you know, there's still that little bit of you that still remembers that there was a lot of good times with a person, presumably. So, you know, it's complicated. You think Olivia Rodrigo is cute? Well, yeah. Turn musician. I almost fucked up there because I did the eyes looking to one direction. Was trying to watch trying to drive in the stream monitor. But then I remembered that that's actually the YouTube interface over there. So that sounded like a 5-second delay, so I'd be long crashed before that told me anything useful. That one I can do. Turn to music. Yeah,
Okay,
and
guys
I
in
mean,
white t-shirts. My body is CJ.
and then Olivia, and then
Prison
of
green
course
t-shirts
Ariana
and
Grande
caps.
from the Disney, the Nickelodeon side of things. I'd sound weird, Kappa.
He's finally Nico
Okay.
in orange jacket.
Is she incredibly too young for me? Absolutely. Like, to the
Now let's
point
wipe
where
out the
it's not
ballast.
even vaguely appealing as a potential partner. Or she's it like being the concept of dating her. But yes, she does not appeal to me in any particular way. But, you know, it doesn't mean she's not good looking. Believe me, I'm not sitting here like maybe one day I'll get with Olivia Rodrigo, you know? I don't actually have to consider that possibility. It's not going to keep me up at night of whether or not we're going to be a good match. You know, you could just, you know, have that passive, like, she's pretty, and get on with your day, thinking nothing further about it. But decided not to go back to the Hot Nickelodeon. There's a whole series on one series on IDH, yeah. Yeah. Jeanette McCurdy was screwed over worse than most people by a combination, as I understand it, of Dan Snyder and her mom. No end! Like, her mom was already willing to manipulate the hell out of her to make her into a star, but Dan Snyder was willing to just eat it up and use a bunch of her traumatic experiences into, like, television fodder, effectively.
Just Nico, help me and we'll meet.
Oh, have an eating disorder? Make a character that's obsessed with eating everything in sight. You know, all that type of shit. He just put out a video about Grumpy Cat, like, last month. He's still reviewing to this day. It's not at a very fast pace. I like Quentin. I actually have watched his extended iCarly Disney, or his iCarly Victorious Sam and Cat series, like, about once a year, roughly. Quite on the set. Yeah, that's the other one. Well, I have heard the argument from from Quentin that series let Drake Bell off a little bit because he was abused, yes, but he also did some questionable shit with some teenagers too. And the problem is he's half their source material. So basically they had to, like, put him in a positive light or, you know, not, like, talk about it effectively. He obviously wasn't going to talk if they weren't going to be nice to him. This shit is bananas. Be a yena, yeah, God. I'm in a bench. Like that makes any sense. Yeah, or like that one guy got fired from Nick for being a creep and immediately was hired by Disney after he had like a bunch of paraphernalia from a bunch of kids and shit. Yeah, I don't know which side of that one was worse. The whole story is so sad. Yeah, and like, one of those things where, like, especially the abused the abused abuser pipeline is very strong, where a lot of people had something bad happen to them go on to hurt other people. So it's very much a gray area of like where you go from being the victim to the perpetrator, you know? Because at some point, obviously, you take responsibility for your own actions. But you can also understand that a lot of these people were raised around and within a bunch of fucked up sense of ideals. And it's a fucking mess. And I agree with the conclusion of basically it's all just really sad. And there's plenty of villains, there's few heroes. Apparently one of the few heroes though was actually the guy who played the older brother on iCarly. Because he would actually like try and like protect them more or less. Than anymore. Like I haven't watched iCarly since you saw it, probably why. Yeah, and there's a lot of weird foot fetish shit in that too.
Your vehicle appears to be in the way.
And like a lot of it is like kind of gross, uncomfortable, you know, using underage actresses for a sexual interest as well. Yeah, all of it. Like as Quentin pointed out at one point, there was a Summer Heat episode on Nickelodeon where basically the whole premise is they just came up with a bunch of scenarios to get all the fucking actresses to be in bikinis. And like, that's really uncomfortable after the fact, you know? Holy excavator. You watched it, she didn't seem weird when you hear about it. It was weird, I don't remember what it is. Oh, and like in terms of Jeanette McCurdy, the fact that her first kiss ever in life was a stage kiss is just like ripping like someone's actual personal experiences away from them.
Get in the car! Go to your grandmother!
Sam and Cat, when she watched it, seemed weird when you hear about it, was weird it was. Yeah, there's a lot of those. They squeezing into an orange or something and she's squeezing. Oh yeah, there's a lot of sexual gestures.
Knock on your knight's house.
And a lot of lotion jokes that make it look like cum. Again, underage actresses. No, that happens in all three. Victorious, iCarly, and Sam and Cat. Bye, children. See you tomorrow. Oh, that's the door. What? Yeah, exactly. No, and it's just not fun in retrospect in a lot of ways. Bounty hunter car. Oh, to show all that, yeah. Well, and Dan Snyder was an executive producer on that as well. And played the weird dude who, like, who would, like, literally hit on the kids on occasion. Or, like, need cooling off, like, with towels and shit. It's just, yuck. A weird guy. Yeah, I think he gradually got worse as he realized he could push boundaries. Bribe Star. So yeah, that's definitely not like a fun nostalgia watch. Weirdly enough, the review episodes about them for me are. The shows themselves are not. Well, to be fair, we were also what age when this happened? And people were a lot, like, this was long before Me Too and all that, where like, obviously people knew things were fucked up. But, like, a lot of people didn't, like, it wasn't expressed as clearly in a lot of situations. How am I supposed to get out the door with this thing? You weren't even born. Yeah, but you know what I mean. I watched Victorious in the era a little bit, and some iCarly. They definitely weren't regular watching for me. I consider them girls' shows, and I also wasn't much, and I wasn't then, and I'm not now much of a fictional show person. But I definitely, they're definitely something I would have seen on occasion when they were on, you know. Oh, Henry Danger when Dan Spider got fired. Yeah. I don't know, I think Henry Danger is probably the longest running thing ever, basically, in Nickelodeon, which is weird. And those are set in the same universe, too, so there's that. Kill the person. Okay. That long. Yeah, no, they definitely were... They definitely were not, like, willing to get rid of their golden cow of, Dan Snyder. Like, he made them a lot of money. And if you think, especially in the pre-Me Too era, there was a lot more willingness to just put up with, you know, people's bullshit, effectively. Ah. Yeah, that was long after my time. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that thing out of there. Yeah, Salmon Cat was long after my time, for reference. Victorious, I think, finished when I was in college. Ooh. Nah. I investigate. You know, Dyom when you're not drinking isn't quite as fun.
Give me people! Come now, tell me at 6 o'clock!
I did not sleep well last night. I was woken up by like 4 different things this morning. It was one of those bullshit days.
You used to be a detective, weren't you?
So I'm definitely gonna try and get some good sleep tonight. And I don't sleep
Because
as well
we
when I
wanna find
drink,
out who
so
set fire to my
basically,
friend
you know.
David's home. Then who will write me to man, David? Because 4 seats.
Get to the auto. Should we buy her some pants first? Hey, Ethan. I think she's missing her service pants. Oh, for fuck's sake. We still have 50 minutes left of this. Bullshit. Ah, well. And we're at half point then. Or being older. What are these in a minute? When I changed the title today, it said birthday Dyom, which means I haven't ran it in a month. So, you're not the only one. I was too busy in the Duluth of Minnesotas. So, I don't know. I've had some random shit going on. Luckily, I got normal streams going tomorrow and Sunday, but, you know. I don't know. I'm having an alright time. I'm definitely noticing this is one thing I find more entertaining when I'm drinking, but, you know, we're doing okay. I'm still having a good enough time, but, you know, me 3 sheets to the wind trying to understand what the fuck is going on is a good time for me, at least. But, as I was explaining to Caitlin a moment ago, I got a bullshit terrible night of sleep last night because I got woken up by about 6 different things. Well, more like 4, but you know what I mean. There was like oh, I fell back asleep. Then I didn't fall asleep. Or like, I woke up due to someone honking. Then I woke up for trash day. Okay, trash day is pretty fucking loud. I usually wake up for trash day. And then I woke up for, and then you know, then somebody called me in the morning, and just all that going on, and I think I had to pee in there somewhere too, and then it just kind of, yeah, turned into a whole thing. So yeah, I'm stone cold sober right now, which for Dyom is an unusual choice. But yeah, I was drinking last night, so I already was not destined for a good night of sleep before everything in the county woke me up. So, yeah. I don't know when everybody else in Oakland fucking County conspired to keep me awake last night, or this morning, but like, you know, it's 8 a.m. He should be up and doing things. I'm like, oh, fuck all of you. Interesting flavor, non-variety. Yeah, but that's the big thing is I'm going to try and get a nice night of sleep, tonight, to make up for it. We can do a DNA test. Yes, stripper officer cop. Get into the auto. Are we really about to drive all the way the fuck back? Bayside has a helicopter. It didn't lock me in the car. So yeah, I think I got like... I don't think I got that bad of a night's sleep. Is my phone in here? Let's see... Sleep score! 32% out of 100. In 4 hours and 19 minutes. Very little REM is what my watch says. And that about concludes it. It wasn't even 4 hours straight. It was 4 hours in fits and pieces. So I'm going to try and be a good Scot and go to bed at a reasonable time tonight and feel better in the morning. Yeah, it's not the worst. I've definitely had to live my life on 3 before. But you know, for a nice weekend day when you're trying to relax and sleep in, yeah. school. Ah. You know, I would kill, though, if I was on, one of the streets where it's an afternoon trash pickup. So then I wouldn't have to chase them down with a trash can and a bathrobe. Luckily I put it out last night, but it's either that or I get woken up by the fucking trucks nearly every week, and I just don't love it. The show, if that makes sense, after 30 minutes. Well, here we have it. Him and his 4-star. I also bought my gun because I think he will shoot me. You should have brought some armor then. Am I making fun of the fact that she's just sitting there in a fucking thong? Yes. But it's a little, like, I understand it's the only female who looks anything like a cop in this game, but good lord. Hard to take someone taking a DNA sample seriously when they forgot their pants. That'd be true of me, too. I don't care what you called me in for an expert opinion on. If I forgot my pants, you wouldn't take me seriously, you know? Pretty basic rules in life. Yes, you did. Thunder was popping about whether that Quentin Reviews hasn't been on lately, and he just released a video last month. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I don't know a lot of details, but I do know what I do know is terrible. Why am I getting hit by this car? Can't hit me if you don't have a driver. Probably why you're a theater kid.
Come on, Timmy, we sent you!
I watched a little bit of it back in the day. But, yeah, it wasn't something I watched super often.
His phone is there with the enemy. Let's see
I
what
saw more
messages you
iCarly
have.
than Victorious, but that makes sense because I'm a lot older than you.
Welcome. Report tomorrow with a drop. I'm here in Las Venturas. So they are still in Las Venturas. We'll go
you
there
sure
this
ain't
week
lightning.
and find out. Wow.
Indeed, hi, Kiana. Thankfully, mission with Officer No Pants is over. I mean, it is, but, like, Victorious felt like it was for kids for me, you know? It was like, because I think what it is, like, the relevancy in the demographic for kids shows falls off like a rock, to some extent. So for me, iCarly was, you know, I think it's like a few years older of the two, actually. But yeah, no, Victorious, I don't remember a lot of Victorious. I think that was on when I was in high school. I know 3 of those hit. The catch of freezing temps. Nice. With an abrupt end. Yeah, Victorious at least got a finale. Neither of them, like... The problem is neither one of them had any I'm locked to the bike. The problem is neither one of them had any momentum. Oh, dear God. So, the problem is trying to write an actual conclusion to either of them is kind of difficult, you know? Like, yeah. In iCarly and in Victorious, right, obviously the actors are getting older, the kids are getting older, yada, yada, yada. That's all true. But, there we go. But on the other hand, at the same time, they're also not, like, you know, the storyline doesn't really take place in any kind of timeline. Like The Simpsons, right? How the hell would you ever write an ending to The Simpsons? Because Things aren't moving. Hey, Game God. Ended randomly. Yeah, and Salmon Cat just kind of ceased to exist when everyone was sick of its existence. To be fair, I never ever saw any Salmon Cat back in the day. That's not gonna go. But yeah, it's obviously part of the storyline, and it just kind of met a bitter end. Mayo, Sam Cat, and then Victorious. Interesting. Yeah, I was a very like. What year did Salmon Cat premiere? Hey, Sophia's here. How's it going? Ran even less than Victorious. Yeah. Summer of 2013. Yeah, I was a couple years into college at the time. So I wasn't gonna, you know, get my roommates to say, hey, quit watching MTV or whatever the fuck was on. I don't remember. Yes, one of my roommates did watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Jersey Shore for background while doing homework, but okay, some people like trash for that. But, anyway, I wasn't gonna, you know, tell them, hang on, I want to go watch Salmon Cat. The sequel to a show I vaguely watched a little bit of in high school. When you get to primary school. Good lord, you're young. I know the answer to that is actually I'm old, but still. Taken over by ridiculousness. I fucking hate ridiculousness. It's like America's Funniest Home Videos without any of the charm. Not that America's Funniest Home Videos had a ton of charm, but it had at least a little bit of charm. That and the fact that I just cannot stand what the fuck was her name? Chanel West or something? I could not fucking stand her laugh. It sounded like a chipmunk that's high. That's so funny, Derek. Like, oh dear God. You're fucking 21. Yeah, but remember, I was like an adult by the time you were like born almost. Tosh.0 is this Comedy Central 1. Yay! Yeah. And Daniel Tosh is also that level of like just rude, obnoxious TV show program, like a little pranky, little whatever. And I don't hate it, but it's not my cup of tea either. You aren't 40. No, but I'm up there. I'm 34. Into a teenage infant. Yeah, the problem is Quentin Reviews goes into this pretty well. Is he talks about the fact that the problem is Victorious had too many fucking people in it, and Cat played Cat slash Ariana Grande played a really good generic nonsense character. So there was just not enough time. Like there was too many you know how you normally have an A plot and a B plot. He was always joking about the fact that the Victorious episodes have an A plot, a B plot, and then like a C plot, a D plot, an E plot, an F plot. And at some point it's just, you know, basically the real answer is Cat was just really good at really silly situations that were just funny to check in on once, or 3 or 4 times throughout an episode. And the problem is trying to make Salmon Cat work when you got a B-plot character and a runner character is it's wholly unproductive in terms of trying to actually, you know, build a meaningful story out of. She was an actual teen and I loved her. I think she's an amazingly talented performer. I almost turned into a group. I was reading some thread the other day, and I have no idea the validity of this, but apparently she's a husband snatcher. I know. You know, all the Ariana stans are gonna find me on this random little video Dyom and get me. I get it, but you know. Someone was talking about that, and I don't know. Ariana Grande, apparently she's, like, taking a few people who are, like, we're in a marriage, basically. Not to say that the guy's innocent either, but you know what I mean. When you do it as a habit, that's clearly not a good thing either. You have some culpability for your actions in that situation. She's gotta be around my age, isn't she? I think so. With a severe Nickelodeon-based eating disorder. Are you gonna tell me where to go? I'm gonna be with Ariana Grande. I mean, you know, attractive pop star who's worth a lot of money is, you know, kind of hard to turn down. Welcome. She's 32. So yes, that makes perfect sense. She is just, yeah, 2 years younger than me. Anyways.
Go to the garage.
Torino's garage? Oh no. Somebody needs to emote something. I just saw stuff flying up the chat. Life but never underway. Yeah. No, and like, especially if you imagine being a child star, like in that kind of environment, and like especially like Ariana Grande was also in a lot of musicals. That is an incredibly terrible environment to develop a really bad eating disorder, you know? Oh, okay. Knock yourself out, but I just saw something flying past and was confused. I've been overweight my whole life. But the way I look at that one is that both of them are their own problem that just is, you know, completely independent of the two. You get with Olivia Rodrigo. Well, you'll have to call her publisher, I guess. I'm sure there's a line. You'd also get with Taylor Swift. And, who the fuck? Why can I not remember this? Mentally scrolling Rolodex for female, singers that Thunder has a crush on. We've also got, what's her name of, which band? We got Avril.
Chef 2 coming soon.
We got the, lead singer of, oh boy, it's been a while. Whatever. Almost swallowed the bottle cap. Compound neutralizes oil and makes it not oily. An emulsifier, generally, like soap. What are you trying to do? Cooking hair or clean up a baby duck? I refuse the plan.
Why
It's
do we
very
have to do
crazy.
this? I hope Ricky's okay on the other side.
Haley Williams. Yup. There we go. Neither. Okay. Jennifer Nettles. That one Isn't she the lead singer of the country band Sugarland that stopped being a thing like 20 years ago? I thought she was hot at the time. But, you know, haven't thought about her in a good while. He waves in the 30C, which is 90F. Let's see. 30C, yeah, that's like 88C. So, yeah, the high end of 30s will be definitely up there. Goodbye! Ah! That pizza, the only pizza place that makes me feel greasy inside, like I need to scrub your insides. Oh, that Pizza Hut is, yeah, it does have the needs its soul cleansed by a priest energy. They're like, what's that one song? Dear Mom and Dad, please send money. I'm so broke, it ain't even funny. It's a good song. It's a real good song. They're a talented band, but they kind of just fizzled out after the debut album, I think. I have no idea what the hell she's up to these days. Yay. I did not. Momo. Nice, though. GG to him, of course. I haven't played that game, like, all year. Mostly, I keep trying to not flip Caesar's car on in this game. Ah, yes. Wolf is retired from most things at any given time. At home, you just want to vegetate. That's just what being adult is, Wolf. One of your favorite games on the PSP? Well, to be fair, I only ever owned 4 games on the PSP. VCS, LCS, Tony Hawk's Project 8, which, was like a 5 out of 10. And, Slugfest baseball game, that was alright. Baby girl, I looked it up. It's a good song. It's a good song, I'll defend it. Dear Mom and Dad, please send money. Yeah, I'm so broke, it ain't funny, but I know I'll make it through. Something like that. I think I just switched scales into Hey There, Delilah, but, you know. Oh, God. Hey, hey, hey. Sometimes you gotta put out. Okay, I apologize. That was the one big song from them. Hey there, Delilah. How is it in New York City? Soon you'll be done with school and I'll be moving to city. And this whole song's in one key. It just goes flat, flat, flat. Up, up. Back to the flat key. Monotone the song. Recording covers. Man, I don't know. Maybe you should finish that GTA 3 voiceover project you started like 3 years ago. I've waited for so long. You're not the girl for me. I'm in love with Stacy Mom. Oh, yeah. You know what's hilarious? What's literally playing over here is a, chords. Is a parody song of Stacy's mom from Stacy's perspective. I mean, it's not hooked to the board right now on the basis that this is, you know, YouTube, but that's what's currently actually legit playing on my desk. Bang Bang by Jesse J in the top of your playlist lately. Man, I'm gonna be honest, I hate that song. Bang Bang, da 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 da. Bang Bang, da 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 da. And that's also one of the worst rap segments of that era where it just sort of happens and everyone else like, well, there was a rap section. That's good. That's good. And then they just get back to what they were doing. Take your stream down instantly. They won't even leave it up. Yeah, so like basically, I'm doing the same audio system I normally do over here. With the difference that I just have the board muted for you guys. And I'm listening to the game. I'm just feeding you the game directly rather than going through the audio board. And then I'm listening to the board through the speakers the way I normally do. So I can have music on. And, you know, because of the situation, you know, obviously you can easily have Spotify on in the background or whatever makes you happy, too. Pink Chopper! Business is fine, sir. I mean, I think, from a practicality stance, that's definitely a reasonable choice, Wolf. Like, I think band director's up there with, like, marine biology in terms of lots of people getting the degree more and well in excess of what there are jobs into it, so, you know. You're doing a full store management, hopefully. Yeah, well, in your situation, that makes sense, too. The one thing you gotta watch, though, is, like, an MBA is actually kind of a useless degree, is the weird thing. Because, generally speaking, like, it's like, helpful in conjunction with something else, right? It's like a supplemental to something else you can do. So, I think, yeah, like, I definitely, like, I've heard many people argue against getting MBAs unless you have a specific use for them. Is there one of those degrees that kind of leads to nothing half the time? To write a business report. I just have to explain, oh god, change my underwear. I do this shit, like, write emails once in a while explaining why whatever the fuck they want done isn't done yet. Got your ad block, Spotify. Yeah, so you're having a time. And yes, I'm not doing in-game radio today. We're gonna have that tomorrow anyway. So, I'm content to just listen to some pizza music over here. In the balls! Spooky moments in them. If you don't almost die, what's the point? Toasty Ballas! Now being sold at Jimmy John's. My IT certificate. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a part of me that's really worried about IT from a, AI, what the I was just lit up at that cutscene. That worries about that career in particular for AI, but I don't think there's many that aren't at least somewhat concerned. New on the menu, yep. We're forced to do it. What, having to do a business report? That's just generally useful. Having to explain yourself in an email is one of those things nobody ever wants to do, but it's an incredibly important skill. Have you heard that the other motorcycle gangs are here? You're not serious. Don't call me Shirley. I'll show them who the king is. Yes, AI is just a tool, but there's a lot of people are coding with it to the point that it's taking a lot of jobs, especially in coding. Like coding and especially a lot of low level intro level say graphic design, copywriters, that kind of thing. It's like, why would I pay somebody to take a week to get me a news article about this thing done when I can pay AI, when I can just have ChatGPT generate it, look it over, and have it adjusted for quality a little bit, you know? Like, I don't know. I am becoming a very, very anti-AI person. But I do understand that there's a huge economic, like, benefit to it at the same time, you know? I just don't want to interact with anything AI at this point, basically. Okay, if you're playing a Steam game, if you're making a Steam game with a robot character, and you're making some of their lines, I am so fucking pinned. If you're making some of their, like, lines AI generated or something to get that, cool. You're using some AI voiceover because you're a strappy small startup or something. I can live with that. But, you know, in a general sense, I just don't want to deal with AI bullshit in life. It was Walk the Earth, or Walk the Moon, I think is the name of the band I had on, Caitlin. Be used for valid reasons, and sure. Yeah, and, like, I also can't argue that there is, like, there's some jobs that actually do massively benefit it. One of my, one of the, VPs of my company was talking about using AI for a lot of emails. I'm like, yeah, I don't love it, but I gotta understand when you gotta answer a fuckload of people, and you can just basically say, say, hey, ChatGPT, write an email that says, I agree with you in these ways, and, like, flesh it out in a business tone, you know? Because fundamentally, reading and writing emails isn't something that makes anybody happy to do. And when you've got, like, especially if you're that level of the company where you have a lot of people, like, needing guidance from you, if you're at least doing the key human elements, which is, one, making a decision, and two, checking what the AI is doing in terms of delivering that guidance, then I get it. But yeah, like, I am just generally not thrilled about AI in general. Yeah, it's a cute one. And my favorite one of all time has to be, what is it? The Stacy's Dad one by, that one bisexual boy band. They did 1990 something as well. Did not like the AI talk, it seems. Crash. Yeah. Like, this is back in the era when people actually had to make shit. Oh god, could you imagine an AI tool to make up Dyom missions? I mean, it's totally something AI could accomplish. And probably with the same number of impossible missions as human-made ones, but, you know. I don't feel the need to build a data center to do that, but it'd be at least interesting as a form of art. Walk on Mars, yeah. No, I'm talking about the Stacy's Dad version by, who the fuck did that one? Get in the car! Sub radio. Stacy's Dad, full video. I also enjoy that one because it's a very different parody. Not safe on stairs. Okay, you might be safe up there. Oh, clever bot. It wasn't clever whatsoever. You know the AI I used as a kid? 19F Florida. And yes, it was completely brain dead. And, in terms of actually being able to, tell you about anything. Like, it was just basically following a script to try and get you to go join a chat site. That's all it did. This landing is not the fucking code. It has to be the same width as the stairways. 19F Florida. If you used to use the random, like chat sites, the bot would ask, like, basically, people used to do what was called ASL, age, sex, location. So, 34 male Michigan. But, basically the chatbot would pretend to be a, you know, barely legal 18-year-old, 19-year-old woman who wanted you to go talk to her on this other website kind of thing. And, like, yeah, like, obviously it was fishing for dudes to get thirsty. But it was also just, like, you know, incredibly, like, obvious, paper thin. Like, yeah, like your biological sex. That's my mom. Yep. Dear God, this mission sucks. And I spent a lot of my life climbing stairs. One of them. Oh, yeah. I was bored. I was lonely. I hung on the internet a lot. The fact that I was on chat sites is not surprising. Fuck's sake, that's where I met my ex. What do you want? How's the weather been in the Midwest? We're doing pretty good. It's, like 70s, which is, right around 20. But it's, well, 20, yeah, right around 20. And it's been, like, medium humidity, some rain, but not too bad at all. Grove Street. 19-4. We actually have a hell of a record today. Open the gate! Open the gate! Where are you? Note here. Reading note. At 10 a.m. in the 2080s. I didn't know you were negative 40. Or negative 50. Luckily, the big deal here is I just patched my roof today. Because there was a hole developing in the quarterdeck. And I was getting very sick of having to have a bucket under it. So hopefully I managed to seal the thing up, but we'll find out when it rains. Find some big smoke. Minus 22 instead of plus 22. The entire day? Not often. I had, like 3 weeks ago, I was actually woken up by a thunderstorm, which is incredible because I usually am a very sound sleeper. It was like, sounded like fucking explosions outside. Yeah, normally around here, we only get them for like, you know, maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 hours most of the time, and then it kind of goes back to normal. Go there. Is a hurricane. Well, yeah, that's going to be a very different thing. We do believe in no hurricanes, few tornadoes, no tsunamis. Occasional blizzard, but those are very bearable. Oh, okay, they suck if you need to get somewhere, but most of the time they're fine. And then, yeah, like, basically no earthquakes to speak of. And the lakes are gloriously unsalted and shark-free. 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeesh. World Street members. I have one in Georgia. Can a hurricane produce tornadoes? I think so. I disappeared for like 2 weeks. I remember you were having issues, and I was bitching about the fact that my internet was more unstable than yours, if I recall. Sweet is in that building. More balls attacking. Wasn't before I fucked everything up. Panic driver. I'm coming, Sweet.
Yeah, what you gonna do now, huh?
I love how it had me walk through armor, but I didn't get any of it. The wind is high enough. Use the high wind. Yeah, and hurricanes are also their own circle of hell in terms of just wind speed. The big thing, too, is a tornado. Like, yeah, if you look at a tornado on the news, of course, it looks pretty fucking horrifying, because it is. But it's, like, horrifying in, like, a 500-foot wide, 100-meter strip of land. Not, like, that kind of passes neatly through an area, almost. And, takes out some houses at random and leave the ones next to it completely unaffected. So, that's the thing with hurricanes. Or with tornadoes, rather. Hurricanes, on the other hand, tend to be a lot more widespread devastation. Like, sure, it's only like a 10 or 20 mile, 30, 40 kilometer, strip of destruction, but that's a lot wider than this little tiny 100-meter thing, Depends on the size of the tornado in the hurricane, of course. But, in a generality, hurricanes take out a lot more property. Well, and also have a higher death toll, accordingly. Heat waves, blizzards, flooding, and even mud and landslides. Sounds like a pretty diverse climate. But yeah, we got a similar thing. Just no mudslides, thankfully. Southern Michigan is remarkably flat. Which is a blessing and a curse. Blessing because boring as hell. I mean, curse because it's boring as hell, but a blessing because it means we have a lot of, available workable real estate.
What did you expect?
And also we have, very straightforward, land setup. Like, everything's on a mile-by-mile grid here.
Stop! Don't move, I will kill you.
So, basically everything goes on, if I want to say where I live to a friend or something, I'd say I live at a specific, mile coordinate, What are you doing here, Smoke? No time for chit-chat. There's two of me. Watching your back. Go and find Sweet. I will handle them. Oh, yeah. Like, that's one thing that blew my mind going to other parts of the country that are more mountainous, is that everything is basically going either uphill, downhill, or left or right. Like, if you ever drive on a freeway in West Virginia, you're constantly turning and climbing or descending a hill. Whereas here, we can just kind of, you know, put it on cruise and just keep going. Which is, you know, way more relaxing. I was actually driving in West Virginia, like, in 2024, and I'm a very long road trip kind of person. I was questioning why my arms were so fucking tired. And I realized it's because you're constantly steering. Whereas here, you just go. And you just hold it like that. Shut up, rider bastard. So a slightly different trail than normal, huh? It was my balls game. Make his own game. Grove Street families. Fight with balls and defeat them. We'll see balls dying on the streets. I kidnapped Sweden. No, he'd come and kill you, and he's dead now. Quite the plot you got there. Time to go home now. Maybe I have to leave. Oh, God. Our gang members are kidnapped. Can I get some health and armor? That's fuck all health-wise.
You gonna stay cool now.
Whew. Find key card. That was necessary. Thanks, CJ. Did it crash? Yes, it did. Debug assertion failed. Line 559. Retry. Poof. Well, thanks for watching this episode of Dyom with Pizza. That was actually a really good one, I'll be honest about it. 19-4, that was a lot of gameplay. I don't know. I had a good time hanging out with everybody. So, hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and there will be more San Andreas No Major Glitches on Twitch this weekend, so catch you there for that. And have a good time. Yeah, there was like 4 minutes back. There was like, I think we were down to like 3 minutes on the timer, actually, not 4. So I'm not really inclined to kick the game back up and play out the tail end. I was gonna get through the end of the mission, but you know, it's gone. Later, everybody. Catch you on another stream. Bye.